Okay, hi everyone. Yes, I've already done that one. I've come with a different hat to the stage now, just to have a chat about psychological safety in the workplace. So I've spent a fair few years in transport safety, in safety and HR in the transport industry, and I've gone on and done some other bits and pieces, some study, and had some passions around people that I've followed that have taken me into sort of like organisational psychology, and I also do clinical hypnotherapy, which was a little bit left field from my logical brain, but it seems to be working really well. So I really have this passion for understanding the mind and how and why people behave the way they do, and so I thought I'd share a little bit about our legislative requirements on having that understanding in our business as well. So we're just going to go and look through a couple of things. What's psychological safety? What are the psychosocial hazards? So as Paul was mentioning, with the changes to the safety legislation, there's actually a big push now for the psychological safety of people in your workplace. So if you weren't aware of that and you weren't aware of the legislation, again, I second what Paul said, you should check it out, because it is, there's duties on all levels in the business, from the owner down to even the worker that sit there. And you should be doing risk assessments on that, which we'll talk about as well. Also the management and prevention of those psychosocial hazards and why you should be doing it. So, you know, we're pushed sometimes from legislation, but we find, and I have got a big quality and safety accreditation background as well, the businesses that I've worked in, and sometimes it's there just to get clients, right? Let's be honest, we go and do it and we go, oh, this would be a great marketing ploy, and we don't realise how much benefit it actually brings to our business. So what is psychological safety? So psychological safety is about being able to act and engage in a team without fear of negative consequences. Now, when we're looking at some industries, transport is one of them. I've also do a fair bit of work in the engineering, fabrication, construction industry as well with clients, and they tend to be industries where people stay in for a long period of time. So there can be this mentality of, but this is how it's always been done. You know, I do presentations with people where we talk about this sort of stuff, and I said, you know, in this room here, if we went back, say, 20 or 25 years, 90% of you would be smoking cigarettes. You don't anymore. But do we bring that up and go, oh, but that's how we've always done it? So the world's progressively changing. If we don't accept those changes and move with them, then our businesses aren't going to grow, our people aren't going to grow, and you're not going to meet those legislative requirements. In today's world, it's even more important, right? Because there's skill shortages everywhere. It doesn't matter what industry you're in right now. You're finding it hard to get people or hard to keep people. And I don't know about you, but most of the places I've left because the workplace has either not really supported me or I've had a crap manager. So these sort of things are the ways that you can actually bring new people into your business or retain them as well. So to be able to interact with members of the team without those fears of bullying, harassment, violence, aggression, discrimination, misconduct, unresolved conflict. You know, we were talking earlier as well, as sometimes people don't even realise that they're behaving this way unless they're called out. And I've got a lot of experience with gender bias, right? Pretty much because I'm usually the non-traditional gender in a room. And I've had instances where we were sharing this earlier when we were talking, in a company I worked in 20 years ago, that actually had, you know, everyone was in the room, all the managers were there, and as the last one walked in, he's kind of gone, oh, we'll lock the door while we've got her in the room, and everyone laughed. So my response was to laugh, right? Because that's what you do, because you've got to fit in. But did I feel awkward? Hell yeah, I felt awkward. And those guys, though, were very supportive of me in that management role. They saw me as an equal and they did things like that, but there's sometimes people behave in a way that they don't actually realise isn't appropriate. And so that's where we collectively get together and try and help them out. And there might even be some people in the room that when I tell that story think that there's nothing wrong with it, right? Because they're not actually seeing it from the other person's perspective. So there's 4 quadrants of psychological safety. There's that learner safety, challenger safety, collaborator safety, and inclusion safety. So we've got those quadrants because we can break it up into so many different areas. So I really put this on there for a visual, but really when you're looking at the psychological safety of your people, you're just looking at things that make them feel like they're different and they don't fit in, make them feel like they don't have a voice. Okay, so dismissing people, not hearing people. You know, we've got other businesses I've been in, again, not realising, but mainly a male workforce. I don't get into some of the male things, like golf is traditionally a male's game. Yeah, women play it, don't get me wrong, but traditionally males do. So their bonding exercise is a golf day. Not even thinking, right, that that's not actually being inclusive. So it's really just levelling up and thinking outside the square of, okay, how do I make sure all of my people are being thought of when I'm doing these things, and all of those included? Now, it doesn't have to just be gender. There's so much diversity in our workforce. It could be religious beliefs, it could be where people have grown up, it could be just different backgrounds that they've experienced, that might be what we're not considering. You know, if someone has different dietary requirements and you're going out to a steakhouse for a dinner, you know, as a group in your business, that's not being inclusive of those people. But I think the whole idea of this is actually stepping out of where we've always been and thinking of where we could be. I did have a video here. We don't have the sound for the video, do we? No, that's okay. So I'll just kind of talk through this slide. This video, if you wanted to Google it, is really quite good, and it talks about classical conditioning. So I'll talk about it from the actual the psychological studies that were done by Pavlov. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Pavlov's dog study, right? Most people have, okay? So he's got these dogs, and as he's fed them, he's been ringing a bell, and he did it over enough time that when he rung the bell, they salivated, right? So they got the same reaction in their body. So this is what sort of psychological safety is all about as well, because some people have triggers, right? If they've been brought up in a way and they've been treated in a particular way, or even in previous jobs, you just saying one word may just trigger them without them even realising, okay? And that's when you can get people that come across aggressive or not part of the team and all those sorts of things. And we initially, I mean, I'm in HR, well, have been, and initially you go, oh, there's a difficult person. We don't actually take the time to actually think, but why are they doing that? What's actually motivating them to do that? And it could be something completely different or unrealistic and we don't know. It could be, you know, a particular word that a parent used at a time where they were being neglected, and they hear that word and they instantly are acting from a place of emotion. So it was really, this video was actually around mobile phones. So they had someone walking around with a mobile phone in their pocket just making the ding sound, you know, the notification ding sound. And everyone, didn't matter what they were doing, picked up their phone and looked at it. There's a group of 3 people sitting at a coffee shop and unknowingly just still talking, picked up the phone and looked at it. And so we're conditioned every day with different things in our lives that we don't even realise how subconsciously wired we are to behave the way we do. So that was just where I was going with that. And if you didn't guess, the subconscious mind is a real passion of mine on how that works. So we will skip it. So if you wanted to search that up, it's a really great little watch. It's quite funny. And at the end of it, funnily enough, I actually felt myself stopping myself from looking at my phone. I'm watching this video that I know what they're setting up, and I still felt compelled and that need to look at my phone. It was really quite weird. So what is psychological safety? It's, you know, triggering the autonomic nervous system or our subconscious programming can be done through all those things. I kind of already touched on those. It can be things that we don't even think about. You know, it can be a poster on the wall, it can be sight, it can be a face that someone makes. You know, if someone's been in a situation before in a workplace where they've actually had fear for their safety, it can be a lot of different things that you don't even realise. If they've had a boss that was a bully or something like that, it can be a lot of different triggers that can get them. So what are some psychosocial hazards? Well, workplace psychosocial hazards are related to the psychological and social conditions of the workplace. So just like any workplace, any environment that you're in, there's always going to be hazards, right? So the idea is we've never really looked at those psychosocial hazards, though, in our business, probably before we were prompted to by the work health safety legislation that's just come in. Not saying every business, but I think it's becoming more prevalent now. And if you look in the news, you're seeing all these businesses that are coming up with all these discrimination claims and harassment claims, and people are now starting to speak out a little bit more. It's not that it wasn't there before, it's just that people thought they had to accept it before, and now they're being given a voice. So some of the hazards that can come up that I've got here are things that we don't really even think about. And probably the first one on the list there is really important at the moment with the world of work that we're in, are those work demands. You know, everyone's under pressure because we don't have the staff that we need to be able to get the jobs done, and we're actually asking more from our people. But have we actually assessed that, and have we looked at how we're going to make sure that they don't have burnout, that they aren't feeling like they're not being able to contribute? Because most of the times your people that want to step up, if they feel like they're not able to give you what they need to give you, then they actually go on retreat. And so you might have 10 staff there, but if you're pushing them too much, you might only have the capabilities of 7, right? Because of presenteeism. That's a whole new topic. Inadequate support. Poor leadership. With all of the work that I do in businesses, so I am currently working with a business at the moment where I'm going in. We looked at the psychological safety, but we also looked at the physical safety of the business. And I actually went around and sort of chatted with most of their team, with their leadership team, with their management team. And I found out it was the poor leadership that was causing a lot of the issues. Right. Now, it's not that the leaders didn't know that they were not leading well, they were trying their best. But when we're in workforces, more often than not, especially workforces where people are in them for a long time, we have people that are really good on the tools, do really well there, got great relationship with the managers, a position comes available. We got shortages in the industry of those sorts of positions. So we're like, you know what, Joe will make a good guy. He'll be a good leader. So we put Joe in there and we go, off you go, Joe. And then when it all goes to crap, you know, because we haven't given him any leadership training, we go, oh, Joe's not very good at that job, is he? You know, and we throw him under a bus. So poor leadership is usually because the person hasn't been shown how to be a leader. It's not because they can't, because we have these expectations of them to perform. Lack of role clarity is another one. You know, I don't know if you've ever been in a job and they've go, okay, you've got to do X, Y, Z, and then they come in and go, why isn't A, B, C done? I mean, that's just, yeah, I'm trying to pick up words that aren't using the profanities, but, you know, that just mucks with your head a little bit, right? Remote work, isolated work, fatigue, which is something that's quite prevalent in this room, because fatigue is so common in the transport industry with what everyone does and how everyone rolls. And fatigue is usually looked at from how many hours are in a truck. Okay, so we've got the legislation that we go by, the code of practice, so we're making sure that we're hitting all of those buttons. We've got all of these tech that we've got in the truck, making sure that they're not fatigued and they're not breaching the legislation. But what about what happens outside of work? You know, what about what's happening at home? You know, we had one instance where one of our mechanics had gone out to do a repair job on one of the trucks, taken another guy with him. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened on the road, but there was a light vehicle accident, solo car, and the passenger of that vehicle never survived. Now, when we went back and we looked at, how long was he in the shift? How long has he done this? How long has he done that? And then it wasn't until someone said, he's got a new baby, right? We're like, what? So when we looked back, this guy hadn't had sleep for 3 weeks, right? Because he was up all night trying to help his wife with his baby. But it was something we wouldn't have really thought of. Now, if we'd known that, would we have sent him out on the road to go and do a job driving in remote areas? Probably not. So it's looking at all of those other things that actually come into fatigue as well. Adverse environmental conditions. I mean, some jobs just aren't in the nicest places, are they? And we just got to make sure that we're doing the right thing by our people, giving them the right PPE, trying to share them out. Doing some changes with people to make sure that they're not stuck in that one role. Inappropriate or unreasonable behaviours, that's probably the one that I have had exposure to myself quite a lot. Another example, which is only recent, it's with my contracting that I do, it wasn't with the place that I worked. There was one of the leaders that had been up on a site. I'd gone to visit the site from a safety capacity. The guy's not wearing any PPE. So he's like, hi, and I'm like, hi, and then he notices, oh, hang on, that's Niomi. So I look up, next time he's wearing all the PPE, and I'm like, great, he's doing the right thing. Next time I look up, he's not wearing it again. So he's probably thought, she's got me already, why am I worried about it? So afterwards, obviously there's a team there, afterwards I have a chat with him about it, and he kind of got triggered. I had to kind of step back. He was, what do I know? I mean, I'm from the office. How do I know? Why do I think PPE should be there? It's not like I'd seen the risk assessment, but he was adamant that I was in the wrong, so I let it go. Then we're at the Christmas party. So this is the next step, right? So when there's an actual a business event, even though it's not in the office, it's still classed as being at work. We still have to have some level of professionalism. So we're at the business party and he approaches me and he goes to apologise. And as he goes to apologise, he leans in and he just smacks one right on my face. And I was like, didn't expect that. What was I to do? What was I to say? When I told my husband about it, he goes, I might come to your Christmas party next year and see how he likes me giving him a kiss on the smacker, which is pretty entertaining. But really inappropriate. Now, this guy, he genuinely thought he was making up for the blue that we had because he didn't realise that was inappropriate. So we've got to sometimes coach people through these processes. Now, I've got some pretty thick skin, so I didn't get triggered by that. But you can imagine a lot of people would have been pretty triggered by that, right? It could have ended pretty badly. So that takes you to the next one, poor or no workplace policies. So when I did go back and I had a look and I had a chat with HR about it, there was no policy on what we do in those sorts of environments, right? So it was a really good place then to actually go and put in some corrective actions. Low recognition or reward. We've all been there at some point in our career where we're just slogging away and we're trying to get enough money to eat. And traumatic events. And traumatic events in the transport industry I've seen a lot of. You know, in some of the businesses one of the businesses I worked for, we actually had one of our supervisors that didn't show up for shift, and we're like, really? That's really unlike him. He's always super early. Someone goes and checks, and he actually had passed away in the night in the camp. So it's on site. Everyone's expecting it. There's trauma all around, right? So there's a couple of other times. There was another guy that actually had an aneurysm on site, was actually in the workplace when that happened. So we've taken him off, and even though people aren't directly affected, just being in that energy realm affects them, right? And they feel traumatised. So they're not the people that you then send in a car or a truck to go off and do a long haul. So it's just being conscious of how much trauma happens and how different people deal with it. You know, I respond to investigations and incidents and those sorts of things. So when I've done that, you're in a different place. It's not until afterwards when you sit down and maybe have your glass of wine that you're like, oh, that was heavy. But not everyone copes like that. So it's understanding your people and understanding how they cope so you can make sure you can support them. So the importance of risk management. So we talked about the duty of care before. It doesn't matter if you're a visitor on a work site, if you're an employee, if you're a supervisor, an owner, a manager, a leader, it doesn't matter what you are now, the work health safety legislation covers all of you. So legally, you have to do it. But you know what? Just being a good human means you have to do it, right? That's what we're really here for if we look at it at the end of the day. We're all here to support each other and help each other through sometimes this turbulent area that we call life, right? Or this journey. It's not always great, but I feel like we're not doing what we're meant to be doing if we're not supporting each other. So there's this like moral obligation as well. So we've all done risk assessments, I'm sure, in the workplace, and doing a psychological hazard risk assessment for the psychosocial hazards is just exactly the same. So the first step is to go and actually have a look. What psychosocial hazards are there? What have they got listed? I mean, at the end, I'll show you the 3 codes of practice, but there's 3 codes of practice that Demers have brought out that have pretty much most of the information that I've put in here. That's where I've drawn it from, because I like to have reference points. So you can actually go and do this yourself. It even has examples of how to do a risk assessment in there for these things. So first off, it's identifying what are the psychosocial hazards or some examples thereof, and then going through and saying, are they present in the business? Like, does this have a potential to be able to be seen in the business or raise its head? And then you can come up with the effective controls. So why do we want to do it? We want to prevent and reduce the effect or the potential effects. You know, a hazard is what's existing, the risk is the potential of it affecting. Okay, so we want to actually minimise that as much as possible. We want to promote worker health and wellbeing across the organisation. So many reasons for that. We can start off with legislation, we can add in moral, but then we've got to look at the productivity in our business. You know, if you think of the days that you go to work and you feel great, you walk out and you go, gee, I did a shitload of work today, right? So you're already knowing yourself that when you're at your peak, you're performing at your peak. So your employees are actually giving you a really good return on your investment. You don't see as much presenteeism. Also, usually if you've got someone performing really well in your team, there's other people that go, oh, I've got to step up my game, right? So it can actually bring up the rest of the organisation as well. It's also to identify and take opportunities. I mean, life's about learning and growth, right? That's if we haven't learned in the last 2 years that we have to be able to pivot and do things different and be able to evolve, then you're probably not in business, right? We've all had to do something different. Just the example that we did so many Zoom calls. I mean, there's some people that probably didn't even know Zoom existed. Now they know how to share a screen and put their hand up and all those sorts of things, right? So we've all been a part of that, yeah? So it's taking opportunities to improve. And I've noticed with some of the businesses that I've been in, sometimes it's that push to improve that they've gone and probably begrudgingly and complaining about it all the way and looked back and gone, gee, that was a good effort, wasn't it? That's really made it, this cheaper, more effective, more profitable, higher productivity. Sometimes you can even reduce your staffing loads if you go into automation. There's so many benefits that can come out of it. So management and prevention. So leadership and workplace culture. Workplace culture is so important. We all talk about it. I don't think we really understand it though, right? We don't really understand how we can change it and affect it. I heard this story. It wasn't in the workplace, but it's a good example of calling someone out. And calling someone out from that same group. So there was this gentleman that was in a white goods store and he was buying a dishwasher. And another guy walked up beside him and he goes, oh, mine's at home, mate. Right? And this guy turned around and he goes, you didn't just say that, did you? And this guy doubled back. Oh, no, Now, he was doing it to relate. He didn't think there was anything wrong with it. But that guy calling him out, he even went on to say, no, my kids do the dishes. My wife doesn't do the dishes. But sometimes in the workplace, it's having someone there, having the leadership capability. Now, that behaviour might be okay at the pub or at home or when you're with your mates, but when you're in the workplace, we have to understand that we're in a professional environment. It needs to be equal for everyone. So we need people to lead. I also had an instance where I had to call someone out many, many years ago in a business that I was working in, probably around 20 years ago again. Not that I'm that old, you wouldn't know, right? But yeah, about 20 years ago again, where the owner and one of the leaders there, they brought out the inner boy in each other, right? So they got these new cars and they thought they'd do a drag race down the road to see who had the fastest car. And one of the people up the road rung up and made a complaint saying, there's two of your cars with logos that are speeding down the road drag racing. Stupid. So I ended up, no one else stood up, and I thought, well, I feel like I have to, because if that's going to then become the behaviour, that's going to be the culture in the workplace, right? So then the other supervisors are going to think that that's sort of okay. So when I brought it up, I got, it's okay, Mum, we've learned our lesson. I don't think you did because of what you just said, We went on, and in the end I had to actually be pretty forceful. I said, that was a move. Anyone disagree? That, although that was hard to do, it was super hard to do, after the next week of them not talking to me because they were upset because I did it, slowly building that relationship back, how much respect do I have from them? Like, they know that I'm not just going to put up. They know that I'm going to talk to them. Wasn't emotional, didn't go there. But they're the displays of leadership that sometimes we don't do, because difficult conversations are difficult and we don't want to have them. But the key to having them is taking out the emotion and just saying what it is. When you do that, everyone steps up. I'm telling you, not just those leaders step up, but everyone else that saw that happen is like, oh yeah, actually, I'm going to think twice about my behaviour. So you can change your workplace culture. One person can change it just from what they say or do. One person can pull it down from what they say and do, and no one actually calls out. Workplace behaviours. I don't know about you guys, but transport can be a real funny place, right? You can get some real strange characters. We had one guy that was on the Bowser, was washing down his windscreen, and the truck behind him, he didn't really like the guy, so he flicked him a couple of times with water. Next thing, it's up by the throat and it's fisticuffs, right? So there's actually trying to create areas where you actually don't have the exposure to that sort of thing. And good work design, clearly defined jobs. One of the companies that I'm doing some work with at the moment, I went around to all the leaders. So they're the supervisors in the group, all the leaders, and I'm like, okay, so, tell me how you fit in with your job description. I looked and I go, never seen a job description. So my first thing is, okay, so how do we hold them accountable for their leadership role and the duties they're meant to do when we're not even telling them what those are? And I think that's very common. I mean, I've got a HR background, so the first thing I say is, can I have a look at my job description? Because I want to see what I'm being held accountable for. But if people don't understand that, they're not asking for it. So that would be one of the first steps that I would recommend. Oh, and just going back, review and monitor workloads and staffing levels. Just because someone is actually getting the work done doesn't mean that they're actually doing it sometimes in work time. I know that I've been in positions before where I've actually gone to work all day, gone home all night, sat up till 10 or 10:30 at night doing the work, then gone back in early the next day and done that for months on end. And unfortunately, it wasn't until I've just gone, that's enough, and stopped, that they're like, oh, maybe we'll get you someone to help. So that really made me feel devalued. It was kind of like I felt like that I wasn't, but I felt a little bit like I was used and taken advantage of. So then all of a sudden, am I really attentive at work? Is there that presenteeism sort of issue going on? Yeah, there was, let me tell you. Also prompted me to start looking for another job too. Communication and consultation. How many times have you been in a place or been responsible of just telling people what's going to happen, right? Consultation is a really great place to go because people want to have a voice. They want to be heard. You don't always have to listen to them, as in make the decisions they say. But I know, especially in transport, when I've actually walked around site and I've spoken to the drivers, they've come up with a whole range of issues that are going on and they actually want the issues fixed. They just want to tell someone about them. And so consultation is really good about getting buy-in from your people. Information and training. We look at all of the training we have to do for legislation, but what I'm actually working with some businesses with, which I'm really stoked there's some out there that are open-minded enough, but training that actually helps people become better people. Training that actually, because then that flows through the business. You know, training that actually helps them understand who they are, why they're triggered, and why they behave the way they do. And so then that flows through as well. It helps them in their personal lives. So when they're happier at home, when do you think they are at work? Happier at work too, right? So it actually flows through and helps. But then you also have your standard training, your training on supervision, training on dealing with difficult people, training on difficult conversations. I think it's the least one that we do. And because we all have a need somewhere, even if we don't recognise it, to be liked or to be doing the right thing by someone in the organisation, we're fearful that if we say the wrong thing, we're going to upset someone, cause conflict, that we avoid a lot of times difficult conversations. And sadly, it's sometimes the supervisors, which are the ones that are predominantly missing out on those conversations or avoiding them. Reporting and responding. Create a reporting culture. Okay, create a culture where people, it's not dobbing on each other, but when they're coming forward with issues, because if you don't know the issues are there, you can't actually do anything to stop them or prevent them or put the controls in place. And, you know, another one of the clients that I've got at the moment, one of their sites has got all of these incidents. And came to me and they said, we've got all these incidents on this site, I'm really worried. And I went, no, that's the site you should be rewarding. Because I'm telling you right now, on these 3 sites, there's no incidents in the last 3 months. No, that's not how it works. And if anyone's in safety, you've heard of Bird's Triangle or the safety triangle that actually shows you, I mean, it's not, there's been people trying to debunk it, but theoretically as well, if you look at it, it goes to show that if there's a whole heap of issues going on in near misses, if you don't put controls in to those, it's going to turn into an incident, right? And then at those level incidents, if you don't put controls in, then it's actually going to escalate. And a lot of the times, especially when there's been really serious incidents in the businesses I've worked in and even fatalities that we've had to process, it's not like you would sit back and go, yeah, I can see why that happened. It's usually some freak issue that you would never have thought. Just all those Swiss cheese holes have lined up and you would think, oh man, I wouldn't have picked that, but I can see that it's happened now. So by picking them up when they're little, you can make those changes and actually help your business and reduce the risk. So why should you care? I think I've covered that a little bit. Best practice, one of my things is I always love doing the best job I can do. And I think businesses that have that same ethos are the businesses that go through these troubled times, right? They're always looking for ways to improve, always looking to be their best. And businesses that have best practice and want to be their best attract people that want to be their best. And so that's where you can actually tap into that market that's being short at the moment and start attracting some of these other people that are in businesses that really aren't being supportive of them and caring. Because at the moment, it's an employee's market, right? If I'm not happy, I can go out. I mean, if I wanted to stop consulting and go and get a job, I have a list of people that would take me and I could go and work for them. So it's not like they're not going to find a job. You've got your legal obligations that we spoke about. Also the social responsibility, I'm pretty big on that one. Also, it's going to reduce your incidents, right? If people, a lot of the incidents that I see and investigate, a lot of the times it's just brain fade of the people. So if you're looking at the psychosocial hazards in the workplace, you're actually getting them in a better place. We had a transport example I can tell you is we had a gentleman that was driving, he was in a quad road train. He was travelling behind a tourist car. It was probably going slower than he thought. He didn't slow down coming up from there. There was a truck, another quad coming the other way. That quad just made it for him to pull out, and as you know, you only have to turn, a centimetre on that steering wheel and the back end's flicking out, right, with the older style setups. So as he's come out, it started flicking and it went over, luckily not onto the tourists that were driving along, but made a whole heap of damage, scared the bejesus out of them, scared the bejesus out of him. And when we spoke with him later, he actually said that his auntie had passed away the shift before. He found out when he come back, and she'd actually raised him. So no one had picked up that there was something going on with him. He was one of the best drivers. When people heard it was him, they're like, no, it wouldn't have been him. There's a mistake there. Right? So sometimes you just don't know. Now, that was very costly. Could have had the potential for fatalities involved in there. So you've got this big aspect of reducing incidents. Even just people dropping things. Some of the industries that I'm helping out at the moment, they have really expensive equipment. And just having that incidents where you're not thinking, you're dropping things, or people tripping over things. There's so many incidents that can be reduced. Improve performance and creativity. When you've got a group of people that aren't afraid of speaking up, that are allowed to have a voice and that are included, it will blow your mind what they will come up with. And especially in times like we've been through, where we're having to think of how we can actually still remain competitive. How do we attract people into the workplace? There's one client I'm working with that's just gone and bought a new Raptor and some electric mountain bikes. And so on the weekends, they're letting people book them out. Right? So they're going that extra step to try and attract people in. Now, they didn't just come up with that idea. That was everyone sitting together and going, okay, give me your most stupid ideas. But because everyone felt safe at the table, they were feeling like they were able to bring those ideas through. And then the retention of staff. So those were the resources that I was talking about before on the Demers website. So if you search up mentally healthy workplaces, you'll find all three of those. Some just talk about what the psychosocial hazards are. Some talk about the actual workplace behaviours that are affecting, which is around that violence, aggression. Some aggressive people don't realise that they're being aggressive. It's just the way they are. So unless you actually help them, they're not going to realise they're doing it. And then also in there, it'll give you some examples on how to do a risk assessment. So anyone have any questions on that? No? I'm trying to go tech. There's a QR code that'll link you up to a contact card that'll go into your phone if you're interested in grabbing that. Or you can flick me an email, or you can get me through TransSafe if you do have any questions. I'm also around for the rest of the day. Thank you very much.